Hey YouTube, I'm Brick Smith, and welcome to Forever Storing with Kevin Aloysius Hinkle and Todd.
Oh, we've got a new friend. It's been a long time since we've had a special guest on the show.
It's been a while.
It has been a long. Who was our last special guest?
Was it Brick and Nick for Bricks in the Six?
Yeah, it was.
What?
So we yeah, that's right. That was the last one. That was
hey, Kevin.
Is that thank you.
Anytime, brother.
Todd, we had a discussion on our show a long time ago, actually. I find the concept of drinking an actual beverage out of a pick-a-brick cup really weird. I think it's kind of gross. I don't know. There's no logical reason why it's not okay. It's legitimately just another cup. But I have so many years of retail experience stocking those cups, watching kids put bricks. I'm like, it's gross. So people like to drink pick-a-brick cups in front of me. It's a thing.
People sending him hands for Christmas and minifig hands, and then drink pick-a-brick cups.
That's brilliant, man. Now I know what to do with mine.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
You collect them because they're a Lego thing, but then I've got like 50 of them and I have nothing to do with them. They've been sitting around for years. Now I have an idea. That's awesome.
It's great. So
we got another one, Kevin.
That's fine. Hey, I won't judge anyone else for consuming beverages out of them. So hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Forever Sorting. As always, we thank you for joining us in our little space on the internet. This is our first episode of 2020. So happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. I think we mentioned it at the trail end of our last episode, but just in case, happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for listening to this insane program and us talking.
Real quick, co-op is not going to keep us down. Comment away, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, yes, the Kappa Grinch. We don't know the current standing of the Kappa Grinch.
We're not worried about it. We're moving on.
We shall see. So as you guys have already noticed, as we already acknowledged, we do have a special guest with us today. We're really excited because this person doesn't do a heck of a lot of interviews, but we have got our friend Todd, who's down there. Todd, which we'll talk about. Todd is the owner and operator of a little show called Brickfair. So we will talk about that in just a minute. But thank you, Todd, for coming on the show. Appreciate it. So before we dive into the discussion for today, as tradition, we need to go through the comments that were left on our last episode.
We're skipping the intro, or are you going to do the intro after comments? What are you doing? Are you breaking?
No, we're going straight into this is an episode that's not about me, so I'm not gonna bore the masses.
All right, fine. Here you go. Hang on.
There you can throw that down. Throw all the links. Follow this. Follow that.
Pause it if you need to. We're gonna go back up.
Find that website. Follow me on social media. I love it.
Okay. Yep. And boom.
That was awesome. So that was the whole thing condensed. So I'm gonna run through these comments that were left on our last episode. So the first one, actually, I always need to resort it because it.
Yeah. Why don't you fix your computer for that? I mean,
okay.
Why don't you save it settings?
Sure.
Okay.
I could probably do that. So our first comment came from Blockhead UK.
Hey, Kaz.
And she said, "Thanks for your Christmas wishes. It is much appreciated. Kevin's tale gets sorrier each week." I'm sorry. I know how disheartening it is to apply for a job that you know you would be perfect for, to then not even get an interview. It really sucks. With a sad emoji.
Yeah.
I hope your luck picks up in the next episode, or perhaps it will be full of Bama hype and excitement. Well, you called it.
What? How'd you know?
We are going to be all about that. But thank you for the comment. And yeah, as with life, There's ups and downs, but you guys get the whole tale.
Yeah.
Our next comment comes from Collecting Bricks, and Collecting said, "Thank you for answering my question." I forgot that was almost an entirely answer to Collecting's question last time.
Yeah, that half of a third of an episode.
Yeah, it was great to see how the inner workings of hiring works or not works. Yeah.
True. I have something somewhere for that.
Jude 20 said, great one, guys. Have a happy new year and keep up the good work.
He's coming all the way from Tennessee to Bama.
Oh, is he?
Yep. Oh yeah, his birthday's the 14th. So I'm gonna bring him some liquor and Lego.
Very nice.
Don't tell him. Shh.
Okay, keep that a secret. Don't watch this or listen to it, Juju. Our next comment is from Bricks Ninja, who says, "Happy New Year," and then goes on to say, "Do better, Lego Group's HR department. Overlooking someone applying for the position they were clearly there for. That's a face palm." Right. And then says, "But Kevin, you're in marketing. Why would we put you in our art department? Seems like they are full of great ideas. Thumbs up."
Yeah. Ninja lives in California, and he is slowly falling in love with the Brickfair idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And our next comment comes from Brick Trains. And Brick Train says, "Wow, somehow I missed episode 57.
What?
But never fear, I am once again caught up. Hey, a Jabo series would be great, as he is a longtime Lego fan with no dark age. I'm sure he has some great tales to tell. Love the show and this style of video."
Nice, thank you. Now, Brick Trains and Heather, they're a AFOL couple from Indiana, and they're coming to Bama, and they were talking about Jabo, who is Bricksar, and he as well is coming from Atlanta to Bama.
Oh, yeah. And our next comment is from Brick Blaze.
Brick Blaze!
And Brick Blaze says, "It's amazing to sit back and realize just how much stuff happened in 2019. Philly seems like ages ago, yet it was less than a year ago. Great episode." Thank you, Blaze.
Yeah. Jason, if you guys don't know Blaze is in Missouri and was going, and then something came up. But he was headed to Bama.
Suddenly came up.
Yeah.
That's the isn't that a Brady Bunch quote?
I mean, it is a thing. It is. It's sad. He's like one of my best friends. I'm gonna miss him, but I'm gonna figure something out.
We'll miss you, Blaze.
Yeah.
All right. Our next comment is from Jabo himself from the Bricksar.
Bricksar.
"Forever sorting cannot end, can it? I've really enjoyed this and learning the behind the scenes stuff. Jabo's story is much less interesting. Kevin is forever sorting. Jabo is forever collecting.
I like it.
But maybe not so much after forever sorting." I don't. Did he add that? I think he may have added that other comment. I
think he might have.
That last little bit. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I replied to that comment. I said, "Forever collecting with Jabo Aloysius Czar."
I love it.
That's my
nailed it.
Next comment comes from Scott H510. Says, "Happy New Year, guys! All the best in 2020."
Thank you, sir. You're the same to you.
And I don't know if we've gotten a comment before from Cool Lego Picks.
Nope.
So welcome to the show, Cool Lego Picks. Cool Lego Picks says, "Finally, I am all caught up with the series. I have been listening to this while taking down my backlog of sets, as I am now building the 1889 Batmobile."
That can't be right.
I can't. I think that's what it says.
Okay.
Which was my largest set, second only to Ninjago City. Also ends that comment with, "Gotta love those bricks."
Whoa. I tell you though, the 1889 Batmobile would be a very cool build. Like, do something, Lego. Let's have a steampunk Batmobile.
Steampunk. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Our next comment comes from Straw Bricks.
Straw Bricks.
Straw Brick says, "I love Julian's math. 2D plus 3D equals 5D.
That's it.
I forgot that you made that joke until he wrote that.
I know. That's the greatest joke ever.
And Straw Brick says, "That's also what I learned in algebra." And then this is actually a really good comment, but he said, "In regards to human resources, They are there to protect the corporation, not the employee. Always keep this in mind with dealing with HR. Nothing is confidential with HR unless it's medically related. And Strawbricks is also in support of a Jabo Forever Sorting 2.0.
Amen. And Strawbricks is coming all the way from New York to Alabama for Birmingham for Brickfair. And I believe he's on the Move crew.
Yeah, Strawbricks, that's his Lego name. His real name is Keith. And so Keith was on Move crew for New Jersey, and he's on the crew for Alabama as well. And then our next comment comes from the Brick Burrow.
Brick Burrow
said, the gifts, JK. That's a joke to something we said. It was the family, even though my oldest was not there and had to work. I love the giving. The next best. I don't know what this comment means, but thank you.
Listen, it's just none but love's all it is.
Thank you for that comment. Doc Sampson. We got a Doc Sampson comment that says, sounds like Lego Corp is the same as every other Corp. That has been, Todd, one of my crusades in my post-Lego career, which is amazingly at 2 years now, is can you guys stop thinking that the Lego company is this wonderful, magical, romantic company that really, really, really cares about all of you? It's like they do some awesome stuff, and they do some really lame stuff. And so I've just been trying not to paint them in an evil light. I just want to take away the rose-colored glasses. That's all I want to do.
You see, I don't even like to pay attention to what the company does at all. I just like to go to the store and then see what's on the shelf. I'm not one of these people who needs to know, like, have pictures sleep out like 3 months in advance or anything. I just like Lego sets.
Yeah, that is. I think that is a funny thing that happens now that I'm thinking through all the brick fairs I've been to. There usually is a time when we're in some furious conversation, me and a table of people, about some new set or some new thing. And you'll wander over and be totally lost. It's like, okay. And then you just walk away. Very good. Good for you. Our last comment for this last one was,
good job, everybody. Let's double that amount.
I mean, that's a lot of comments.
That's a lot of comments.
So our last comment comes from Boneshaker.
What up, Boneshaker?
And Boneshaker says, I would so watch a Forever Jabo.
Yep. There you go. You have no choice.
That you have no choice. I mean, maybe we could, the three of us are going to be at Alabama. Maybe we can figure something out. I don't know.
Oh, how sexy would that be?
I don't know. I'll have my laptop.
Yeah. Oh, and we can record. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But do we need internet to record?
Well, yes.
Get out.
Yes. So that's it. So thanks, guys, for all of your comments and for listening. As always, we appreciate the love.
Keep it going.
Keep it going. Throw the comments, throw the questions, all that stuff down below, and we'll get to that in the next episode. So we're here with Todd.
We are here with Todd.
So Todd has been very patiently sitting down there going, what in the heck are we talking about? What's going on?
Trying to learn my left from my right.
Yeah, you got to do the back.
It's backwards here.
It's
Kevin. That's Todd.
Yep.
Kevin, Todd. Yeah.
So as we've mentioned before, we are very honored to have Mr. Webb, Mr. Todd Webb, here with us on Forever Sorting. He is founder, the operator, whatever you want to call him, the one-man crew that is Brickfair. Welcome to the show. Crew. Well, it's just on the paperwork. On the paperwork, it's only Todd.
I'm enjoying the less lifting. I appreciate you and your friends doing all the heavy lifting. Thank you very much.
We got it. Yeah. We got this. And yeah, I mean, we're like 2 weeks away.
13 days from the day of recording.
13
from the day of record.
13 days.
Get it right. Don't get it twisted.
Get it right.
Be ready.
So
I asked the wife today. She's like, "Let's get it.
let's make it happen." So yeah, welcome, Todd. Why don't we get to know a little bit about Todd? Todd loves to talk about himself. So we're gonna look at that. The cringe is what I do.
As you guys have noticed, how Kevin likes to talk about himself. Todd is literally the polar opposite.
I like long walks on the beach. I like puppies. Must love dogs.
There you go.
No.
Are you a dog person?
Isn't everybody?
I mean, I'm a dog person.
Yeah, everybody's a dog person, of course.
There's a lot more people than I care to admit in the community that are cat people. And I'm like, man.
I suspect their first dog they met was the wrong dog.
That I just feel like every cat is just waiting for that moment to like put the pillow on its owner's head.
Yeah.
Just sit there and just take them out.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
And then eat their face off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And Lego is much more attractive to cats as kitty litter than it is to dogs as like dog litter. So cats and Lego are kind of
Yes.
Okay, the first thing we've learned about Todd, no cats.
No cats. This is what this is all about. So Todd, where in the world are you?
I am in my brother's attic.
Very specific.
Yeah. Like what? Maryland? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
That's acceptable.
I'm outside the DC tri-state area, and I'm.
Did you see the picker brick wall? Oh my God!
No, I don't go to the Lego store. Why? What's the pick brick wall?
I'm just saying, there's a red brick and dark bluish gray brick up on the wall right now.
Oh,
Brick? What's a brick?
That's what I call them. I don't know.
It's the 1x2 masonry brick.
There, that's
the brick. Yeah, those are nice.
No, I swear he knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, brick, of course.
So Todd, what did you play with Lego as a kid?
Yeah, ever since I can remember. It's the first toy. It's the first toy I ever remember getting for Christmas.
Do you remember what your first set was?
Oh hell no! But it was a blocky, and I can see pictures of the instructions in my head, but I have no idea what Lego set it is.
Oh, okay. Do you even know if it was like a vehicle or a building or?
It was like a gas station, but it was primary colors. Like I don't think there was any green. It was like red and white and black, and it had the red roof tiles, and it was just blocky. It was just there was no flowers. There was no anything. And there was a truck.
Are we talking 60s, 70s, 80s? I'm not trying to see how old.
Early mid 70s.
Or the mid 70s.
75, something like that.
Brickstar, if you could leave in the comment below what set he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for someone to like in the next episode. They'll be like, here's a link to the set he was talking about.
You know, I wasn't trying for this, but honestly, that thing in my head is something that's always been kind of like, I'm going to find that someday and I'm going to rebuild that set. Yep. Just because when you rebuild a set like that, I will suddenly re-see like whatever was on TV when I was building it the first time, like 45 years ago.
I did the same thing in '85 with 6952. I found mine.
You got to. I mean, that's part of this process. Is you have to refine your favorite or your first or whatever set.
Yeah, the first exciting piece I ever got was one of the alligator hinges. It had like a 2x8 with a 2x4 or 2x6 with 2x4 kind of.
Oh. Yeah, they're plates, right?
That's my earliest memory. Yeah, they're plates.
Yeah,
that was like high tech Lego when I was a kid. It was exciting.
and I don't know where Kevin's going with the questioning, so I'm just going to jump in here.
Please.
Did you ever have what we in the community call a dark age?
I suppose, but I always had Lego around. Like I'd stopped buying sets, I stopped building sets, but like when I bought a house, I found a way to like put Lego into a shadow box and hang it on the wall. So even though I wasn't building and playing, I had a way of sneaking Lego into my world.
That was gray.
Yeah, it was a gray area. Yeah, the gray ages.
Like it. How long was that? Did you?
Oh, it wasn't long. Probably not more than 5 or 8 years before I said, no, I need a hobby. What can I do?
Exactly.
And seriously, no joke. I went online and I bought like a really nice metal detector. And while I was waiting for it to arrive, I said, oh, let me dig out that old Lego set. And then here I am.
Nice. That's the bread and butter, folks.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that metal detector, but the Lego thing just took off.
You sold it to buy more Lego.
Yeah, probably.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite Lego theme?
A theme?
Yeah.
No. I like the Galaxy Explorer. That's my favorite set, obviously. That was like, to me, all space is gray and blue. Anything else is not real space.
Shots fired, everybody.
Oh, sorry. You know,
No. We listen. This is the YouTube community. Anything could possibly trigger them. It's fine.
That's what makes it wonderful.
Yeah, you just got 50% support and 50% trigger at the same time. It's all good.
what would you tell us a little bit about your introduction to the AFOL-ness, the AFOL community, whatever it was that you stumbled across one day?
So I'm waiting for my awesome metal detector to show up, and I pulled out my big giant crate of Lego, and my neighbor came over and he saw me doing this, and we're chatting, and he said, there's like a group of adults in DC that meet every month and play with Lego. And I said, no way. That's like not a thing. Like my gray ages started like before the internet, so I didn't know there was an internet AFOL thing.
Wow.
And I rode my bike down there. Like the next spot, I looked it up, and I rode down there, and I rode into the room, and man, there was a bunch of adults sitting around playing with Lego. And I screamed. I literally yelled, "My people." Like this was my place to be. I knew I belonged there. And that was a Whamalug. And good old Ken Rice was the first person to walk over to me and say hi and welcome me in. And I went there every month for the next 7 or 8 years. And they put me on to the real Brickfest, the original Brickfest in DC. And that was that. And then I slipped into Brickfair and never went back.
It's so crazy because, I could probably count on one hand the number of people that don't answer the question without an internet related, like, oh, I Google searched Lego group, or I found a forum. Like yours is, my neighbor walked over to my home.
Wow.
And that doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Yeah,
that's not a thing.
I've been around in the online Lego community for a while, and mine started with I Googled Lego room, and I got Bricksaw.
Nice.
When he had done I think he maybe had 1,000 subscribers at the time, but whatever.
The internet is an amazing thing for the AFOL community.
Yeah.
Because all these people must have been out there doing their building and doing their stuff in their basement before it came along.
So what was your experience like at going to your first con, which would have been Brickfest in DC? Mm-hmm. Take us back to that moment where you've discovered, you're in a lug now, you're in this adult community, and you're going to your first show. What was that feeling like?
I was I found Whamalug, and I think I went to maybe 3 meetings. So it's only 3 months before I heard people saying, "Oh, you thanks to Brickfest? Oh, you're doing Brickfest?" And I thought, "What is this? What are these people talking about?"
Yeah.
And so I went and Googled that, because I wasn't talking to everybody in the group. I was talking to Ken Rice,
Sure.
Or whoever would approach me, but I didn't try to interject in little groups off to the side. And so I Googled Brickfest, and I looked it up, and I said, $50. Well, that must be worth, these people are talking about going. So, all right. So the website was terrible. It didn't tell me anything. And I just signed up, paid my $50. And then again, I walked into that place the first time, and it was like Whamalug, but times 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap. So I kind of went in there very blind. I think I built a mosaic of myself, not realizing that building a mosaic of yourself was kind of, I don't know, a little egocentric or something. Nobody else built a picture of themselves, so I didn't do that again. And I was just blown away. And that's where I met Mike Ty, Alvin Brandt, and I just started meeting people I still know to this day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was awesome. It was great.
Now, do you still have that original mock you built, or did you tear it down?
Oh no, because it was a picture of me, I tore it down. I do usually keep my things that I build for the shows, but that one was just kind of I don't know. It was a long 4 days of looking at my giant face on the other side of the room, just kind of looking at me.
And you're like, why couldn't that be Kevin's face?
Yeah. It was kind of weird. No, I took that one apart.
Nice.
And so, that I think that's another kind of fascinating thing. We were talking before we hit the live button about, the convention landscape. There's a lot of events. There's, Brick Fair, but there's also Brick World and BrickCon and Bricks in the Six and all these other shows. And some of them have come and gone. They've risen and they have fallen in the ashes. But, I find you particularly unique. Not that there are, not others as well, but, you really came from this community. You're building mocks, and I know, like I said, there are others. I know, like Wayne at BrickCon, he makes mocks as well. But I find that really just cool. I find it cool that it's the person who's kind of running it and providing this platform for people to bring their stuff was once a person bringing his stuff to a show and be like, where do I put this? How does this work?
Yeah.
You know, so you've made mocks over the years. Is there any particular mocks you were actually very proud of versus a picture of your face on a mosaic?
Oh, very proud. I don't know. Proud is not a word I would try to use, but I was kind of fond of. I did a cheese ball one. I call it cheese ball because it's not like pure mock. I was looking for something in the last week before the show, and I hadn't built anything. This was Alabama, 6 years ago, and I got a box of Entenmann's, or not Entenmann's, but Whitman samplers.
Oh yeah,
it's like the heart-shaped box, and I ate all the chocolate out of it. And then I used brown and pink pieces to rebuild the chocolate in the slots. And so I had like a real Whitman's box with just like little Lego chocolates in it. I was kind of proud of that. That got sold at auction for charity or something.
Nice.
I may.
I want to know. I want to say I saw it.
I may have a photo. I may have a photo of it.
I'm not, I could be completely dead wrong. I'm not trying to kiss Todd's butt or anything, but I want to say I saw it. I want to believe I saw that.
You've almost certainly seen my World Trade Center. I did do the World Trade Center in like 9/11 style with the smoke and flames coming out of the building, and that got a lot of attention.
Wow. Brittany also said she saw it.
Yeah.
My wife.
The chocolate?
Yeah.
The chocolates?
Yeah, the chocolates. Brittany said she saw it.
Yeah, I want to say that I took a photo. I'm going to try to look through my photo. Julian, you can.
What can I do? I don't know. Okay. Are you going down a specific road here, Kevin? See, we got this totally rehearsed.
We're professionals.
Yeah, that's what you get. Quality. You get dishwasher in the background. What?
What? Yeah, no, that's awesome. So the mocks that you have made, I know I've seen some at the shows. You don't really display them anymore, though, do you? They're kind of
like I keep them. I still have the World Trade Center in boxes somewhere. I still have my other ones the ones that haven't gone to sale at because Brickfair Virginia has a charity auction, and so usually if I'm not really into collecting the mocks, I'll just put them there to raise a few bucks and give it to another AFOL who likes it. So I don't really tear them apart except for that face of myself. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah. Go ahead, Julian.
Go ahead, Kevin. I'd rather hear yours.
Okay. I'm also, while I'm talking, I'm flipping through my old. Oh, here we go. All right, I've got one of the photos of your
heart
of the World Trade Center. I can show this one.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Let me see here. Let me share my screen. Hopefully that is working. Whoa.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That's sharp.
And so this photo was taken at Brickfair New England 2013. I took that one. I think this one next to it is yours as well down here. I think
that looks like my that's my battleship. Yeah.
Man, that's sharp.
I was really pleased with my backward 2x2 bricks on that one. I was trying to figure out how to make the grid, and man, 2x2 bricks was just spot on.
Did you have the candy box there also, or no? Probably it was gone at that point, I'm guessing.
No, I don't. Well, it could have been,
because I think it probably.
If I made it for Alabama, then it might have made it to New England before it got sold at auction in Virginia. So that would have made sense.
Okay. Not that I want to sit here and dive through photos forever, but I wanted to at least show a picture of a thing.
Yeah, this is wildly entertaining for me. I could just do this all night.
Just look through all these old photos. So that's enough of that.
Okay.
How do I stop screen? There we go.
Oh, I dropped my bad, Todd.
Oh, there you go. So yes, have you been, so speaking of mocks and displaying it, you were talking about going to Brickfest and putting your stuff out there.
GoFest 06.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
I've never been to this Brickfest thing that you people call Brickfest. I'm a little perturbed on this. I really call it
JoFest. We go to Philly Brickfest live. That's what the
my introduction was. It was called JoFest because Joe Mino ran it, and it was a difference from the previous Brickfest that was run by someone else. So yeah, it was JoFest. And
for any of the folks out there, be like, who's Joe Mino? Joe Mino, you probably know more of his work than you know of his name, but Joe Mino is the editor of Brick Journal magazine.
There it is.
There's probably a pretty good chance you know of Brick Journal. So
and if you don't, figure it out.
You'll find out. You'll figure it out. So I actually, even though it's really simple, and I've heard you say it 1,000 times, but tell us about when you found out that this Brickfest, this thing you just discovered,
Yes.
that you were going to the show, was done and wasn't going to happen anymore.
Oh, yeah. So that was Joe Fest
Kevin.
06. And then I was waiting, for the next one. And I guess maybe at about 6 months, this would be about the middle of winter. So Joe Fest was like the beginning of August. And in the middle of the following winter, an email went out that, said, sorry, guys, I don't have the energy to continue this, and we'll try again next year. And I was pretty disappointed with that. So I think I responded. I responded to her. I don't know if publicly or not, or directly, but I said, why would you just kill it? Why not just say, hey, someone else try to run it this year? And so I like when I discovered Joe Fest, when I walked into that hotel and I walked into that room, it was like a grown-up Christmas. And so 6 months later, it was like Christmas had been taken away.
Christmas is canceled.
Yeah, forget it.
It was very upsetting.
Yeah.
And now I've been in the club for like 9 months. Maybe I've been around enough I could talk to people. And I decided that really the proper way to do this is to announce a show a year in advance and not wait around till 6 months out or 5 months out. So I made the decision to wait, and I picked a date or something. It was September or October of that year. That would give me 10 months or 11 months to plan it. And I said, if I don't hear anything by then, I'm going to just launch Brickfair in its place.
Wow.
And so I got the domain. I kind of made a website, and yeah, that's what happened. October rolled around, and I said, screw it, and I announced it, and that was kind of it. Like, people got on board, signed up, and it just went.
So you were how long were you in the lug before you announced it? Like, how long you'd been a lug member?
I was in the lug for about 15 months before I announced Brickfair.
Wow. All right, folks. If this teaches us anything, you can do it too.
I mean, anyone, it's possible.
Yeah.
Give somebody a wink out there. They know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, it was exciting and fun, but I was just glad to have it announce it a year in advance, let people plan, get people in there.
And we're so remind me and inform our audience, where was the original Brickfest and Joe Fest and Brickfair? Because it wasn't at the Dulles Expo Center where everyone thinks of Brickfair being now.
Yeah.
Where were you?
The Joe Fest that I went to was in a hotel, and they had a 9,000 or 10,000 square foot ballroom.
Wow.
And then there was other side offshoot rooms.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to leave the ballroom, go around the hallways that goes around the outside of the ballroom and find these little offshoot rooms.
Never worked.
And it was interesting, the public came in there and swarmed that hotel, boy. So when I launched Brickfair, I went right back to the exact same hotel and did the exact same thing and took over more rooms and an upper floor and whatnot. And then I think we were only there 2 years, and we had to grow into the expo hall, into the Dulles Expo Center. And now we're at 130,000 square feet. And we're at capacity. In Virginia, we are at capacity.
Okay, so I really, honest to God, personally want to know what's the next step for Virginia? What are you going to do? You can't stay there. You're going to go get a hangar?
That's a great question.
Oh, a hangar. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I've been talking about that with some people, and I was actually just this weekend, I mentioned to Tony Stees, I was hanging out with a couple of days ago, and I said, I think at Virginia this year, I'm going to pose the question to the AFOLs who are there, which will be 1,000 or 1,100 people.
Right.
And I'm going to ask them, I have a couple ideas. I've always had a couple ideas, but I've never pursued them. One is to have a second Virginia event 6 months around the calendar. So we have a spring one, and then we have the regular August one. But then really, because what you would do is that would split up the amount of mocks so we could still fit in the same building, but it also kind of splits up all the AFOL friends who see each other every year.
I have an opinion about that, and I know you didn't ask, but here's my problem. What I would do if that was my show was, okay, now I'm going to 2.
Just go to 2 shows.
No, that I would go.
You would go to 2 shows.
I would go to both of the Virginia shows now.
Yeah.
And I would display, and I'd be like, okay, I only got 6 months. Let me get my mock ready. I'd be ripping my hair out. That's what I would do.
We have at Brickfair, we usually have like maybe 1/3 of the people actually display mocks, and then 1/3 are parents, or as I call, non-building people or useless parents, and then 1/3 are usually friends or siblings or something.
Yeah.
So I feel like we would lose probably 20 or 30% who wouldn't go to both shows, and that would shrink us enough to fit.
Okay.
My other thought for Virginia, and maybe you guys will get some feedback on this for your next video,
Comment.
is to not go opposite 6 months, but to put like 2 weekends back to back in August. We already have the first weekend in August. Maybe we can get the last weekend in July. So we'll just have like a continuous 9-day convention. Some people bring their mocks the first weekend, and some people bring their mocks the last weekend, or some people just stay through the whole thing.
I was about to say, and then there's that guy who quit his job.
There's the guy. Yeah, that's
Other than that, I have no idea what I'm doing in Virginia. We're gonna put shelves up the walls and put the mocks up the walls.
There you go. Go up.
Yeah.
It's the New York philosophy. You just build up.
Yep.
So that's pretty amazing. So I mean, obviously, the way Brick Fair is now today, is there are multiple Brick Fairs. Not to say that there are, it's one entity, but it has multiple shows.
Yep.
But when it started, it was just that one in DC.
Uh-huh.
Is there any kind of cool story to how you came up with a name, or you're like, I want a fair and I want it to be about Lego bricks, so I'm going to call it Brick Fair?
Again, I'm not trying to trash talk anybody. I'm not trying to insult anyone here, or not currently present. But I wanted there to be another event, since the old Joe Fest was kind of on shaky ground, and I had learned that the owner of the Brickfest name was charging $3,000 to use the name. And I thought, well, okay, I can pay $3,000 to use the name one time, or I can just make up a new name and give $3,000 to charity, and it'll be like the same thing, only not just paying the blackmail money. And I said, more money for charity, that's more fair. And then I get the word fair. I said, oh, Brick Fair, and that was it. That was the full length of the thought.
I mean,
it took about 90 seconds, and that was it. That was it.
That's awesome. When I first started coming to the show, my first Brick Fair in 2012, I think. I remember probably like a lot of people, I was like, he's got a really funny looking logo. I mean, I don't understand it, but okay, whatever. I mean, it's changed a little bit since then. But there we go. The original Brick Fair logo right there, as seen on the chest of this minifigure, was the actual outline of Washington, D.C.
That is correct. This would be Montgomery County. This is southeast, where people from Maryland don't dare go. This is the Potomac River that divides D.C. from Virginia, right there.
Yeah.
And isn't that so much more interesting and clever than just a square blocky logo?
No, it is. It totally is. Like I find it, like, when I found that out, I thought it was fascinating. And I do think it's an interesting story. And what I find kind of cool. It's only happened like I think twice. But I was at Alabama, either this last year, 2019 or 2018, I don't remember. But I was assisting with the big build, and this guy came over to me, a public visitor who was there during the public time, and he's like, "Hey, can I ask you a question? You seem like you work here." I had the thing on my chest, and he's like, "What's the deal with your logo being the outline of DC?" And I mean, this was the current logo,
the one right by Kevin's face.
I was like, "How did you know that?" Like, I was like delighted. But I was like, that's kind of cool.
I think the 2 times that I had that experience are the 2 times that you told me about yours.
Yeah, maybe.
I've never had anybody recognize that logo as anything.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, unless you're like local, I think in the beginning, I don't think they still didn't need it.
It looks like ripped Lego.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw it, I'm like, is it a clever graphic design? Like we ripped it? I don't know. But I do think it's interesting, and I think it's for people learning about the show and learning about the history, like there's a reason it looks the way it looks. There is a story. I think that's pretty cool.
It's hard to replicate. It's not an easy thing to draw when you're going to like different mediums to different. It's like redrawing that damn line every time.
The river.
That river.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, how many years did you have just the one and only show before you decided to expand into other areas?
Why don't I look that up? I have no idea.
Sorry.
Good job, Kevin.
Not to
It gets feel weird. Good job, Kevin. God.
So we were called just Brickfair 2008 through 2011. And then in 2012, we had Brickfair, Alabama and Brickfair, Virginia. So it was a couple years.
What was the spark? When was the moment that Todd's like, I need another show?
That would be, now I'm lost I can't find you guys on my window, but I assume you can still see me.
We can still see you and hear you.
What was the spark? The spark was after a couple of years, I had because it took a whole year to plan that event and to run it. And it was so much work. And after a couple of years, I had gotten it down to a rhythm and to a system. And so I found myself sitting around for 6 months. I had quit working by that time and was only doing the show. So I wanted something else to do. So I just, do a second show. Okay, now this is easy. Let me do a third show. Yeah. Just kind of fill up my year.
And the second show was Alabama. That was your first expansion out of the DC area. Yep. Is there a particular reason you chose Birmingham, Alabama?
I knew I wanted to go to the opposite side of the calendar, like from summer. So I was going for winter, and I was looking for someplace warmer. And I thought, well, if I go south, I'll save myself a few degrees, and that will be nice. Of course, I looked at Atlanta, Georgia first. And it's just too insanely expensive. So we went, 2 hours to the left to Birmingham, and it gets a little less expensive, but just as cool, college town, whatnot.
Yeah,
that was it.
And I mean, it's been successful. It's still here today, and it's still running. And I've always been like really impressed with the Alabama show.
It's my favorite Brick Fair because it's just my favorite venue. It's connected to the hotel. It's a nice hotel.
Yeah,
it's only so you never have to leave the building when it is cold, and it's only gotten better since they built their little downtown right next door.
Yeah, wasn't that only like the first year? I think there was like nothing.
There was nothing there.
There was the subway.
There was the subway, and when the office buildings closed, the subway closed, and then you didn't have anything.
Oh, but it is really nice now. Like I always think back to that first year, and we had when was it? I mean, this was probably in the summertime. We had Andrew Bulltop come on our show as a member of the Brickfair 100% Club, and he did a whole episode on Virginia, and we talked about, I think, the time when me and Andrew went walking around Birmingham trying to find food for 45 minutes and realized there was just a Subway. But thankfully, this is not an issue anymore, folks. This has been totally resolved. There's actually a lot of really good food options and stuff now, so it's pretty cool.
Kevin, I could eat. Sorry, I hadn't said anything in a while. I'll make sure.
Banner?
Still here. I'm getting there. I don't know where
you got the banner. No, you got the banner. There it is. So Alabama was what was it? 2012.
2012, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one, and then
2013 we added New England.
The very next year, which I think was kind of I mean, if you look at like your lineage, it's like having so many years of build up, I guess, at Virginia. You have Alabama, and it's like, oh, now we have another one, and then it's the New England show, which was originally in New Hampshire.
Yep, very cute town. I love that town.
It is a very quaint little place.
Oh, Somerset was quite nice. Yeah, I miss it. Although the hall was not really great. The hall had like 12-foot ceilings instead of 30-foot ceilings. It was kind of weird.
It was a little claustrophobic.
Yeah. And that was the only place that ever really, really gave us a hard time about BYOB at the show, which AFOLs tend to do. And man, they were really sticklers for that. So I kind of don't miss that.
That's where the quaintness kicks in.
Yeah.
It's like you get this as well as the lovely atmosphere.
You can't do that here. Sorry, that was my sorry. Anyway,
and then I think again, so 2012, Alabama, 2013, New England, and then I think right in 2014, you had New Jersey, right? It was like the very next.
That was correct. Yeah. So that was the goal was at that point to get to 4 shows, which we got to.
Yeah.
And then it just, it fluctuated from there. We went to 3 shows, 4 shows, 3 shows, 4 shows. And so this year 2019, now last year, we had 3 shows, and we've got the same 3 shows this year in 2020, Alabama, Virginia, then New Jersey again.
Well, there was North Carolina last year.
Oh yeah, there was North Carolina last year. So we had 4 shows last year.
I have also,
North Carolina.
I have also forgotten about that show a few times. I'm like, wait a minute, I was in North Carolina.
Still have the 200 public who showed up. Yeah, I think they forgot it too.
Yeah, that's a moment of silence.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Yeah, they're right. There were 4 shows that year. We'll get back to 4. I'm looking for a 4th show for 2021. I want to go to the spring. Add one in the spring.
oh yeah, totally.
Jacksonville, Florida.
That's what I say. We just got a Lego store. That's the closest Lego store to me right now. 2.5 hours away. I would kill.
Florida has always scared me because it's Florida.
You
have amusement parks. You have reason.
There's nothing in Jacksonville. Wait.
No, you scared him.
Oh dear. Todd.
He'll be back, folks.
He will be right back.
But I think I've mentioned this before. I know you have, Julian, on your stream.
Yeah.
Because I remember listening to it and hearing you. But
the one time I was like, had something legit say. Oh, go ahead.
But Todd has asked for feedback.
Yeah.
So any of you guys watching and listening, Todd is open to exploring new locations to put Brickfair. There is a contact form on the website. And,
what website, Kevin?
Which would be brickfair.com. I think actually, let me type it in. I think.
Where'd he go?
Don't worry, he'll be back.
He'll be back.
Yeah. So if you actually type in brickfair.com/contact, you will get a contact form. And yes, it looks a little bit generic-y. It's like, oh, what is this? Is this like
screen share so they know what they're looking at?
Yeah. Good point. Here we go. Screen share. This one, where is it? There we go. So hopefully you can see this.
I got you.
Okay. So yeah, this is what you'll see. But yeah, brickfair.com/contact. And Todd has sent out a couple email blasts actually over the last 2 years, I think.
No.
Just kind of, periodically. And he'll say, hey, if you have a suggestion on where Brickfair could go, fill out this contact form and tell me where I should put it. So it is a generic contact form, but he uses this to actually collect information. Does he? He does. If you genuinely have a suggestion for where you'd like the show to go. So welcome back, Todd.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, there's nothing up here, and the folks down there who are AFOLs will come up here. It's closer. It's closer. The Miami, the Tampa, the Orlando. They'll come up here for a show. They'll come to Jacksonville. I swear.
Really? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll put that on the list.
And then you have the people from Atlanta that'll come down, and Birmingham, and then Pensacola. Yeah.
I'm moving on it because spring 2021 is 15 months away, and I want to announce it a year in advance. So I'm like on 12 weeks of. I'm in 12-week work of finding a place, getting a contract, getting a hotel, and getting
Osborne Convention Center.
What?
Prime Osborne Convention Center.
That's the wife. The Prime Osborne Convention Center.
That's Jacksonville. What the hell is that?
That's where the game is. No, I don't know.
No.
That sounds like where Spider-Man goes to fight the bad guys.
It might be. It might be. And while you were away, I gave everybody a quick look at the contact form on the site if they have suggestions for Brickfair locations, and they can fill it out and send it your way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, but yeah, there has been kind of a ridiculous number of, I guess you might call them like unaffiliated AFOLs, like they're not in a lug proper, but there is a lot of them in Florida. I feel like every time I turn around, there's another person like I've gotten a lot of personal messages on social media. That's like, Kevin, is there a lug in? And I'm like, where are you? Florida? Like they always say Florida every time. Like, man.
Really? All right. I'll bump Florida up the list, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I would love a show 2.5 hours from the house. I think I'll just go back home tonight.
Would you do the 2-hour drive?
I would sleep on somebody's couch in Brittany's family. My wife's from Jacksonville. I'd find somebody's couch.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Awesome. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that brings us kind of, a little bit of the brief Todd lineage up to where we are today. And so Julian has gotten the chance to go to one brick fair.
Day one brick fair.
One day, one show, as a public visitor.
As a public, well, that's probably not much different than going to any other show as public.
But I also displayed on the slide.
Oh, you cheated.
I did. I brought a mug.
You owe me $50. You owe me registration.
Oh, okay. All right. You take it out of my hide when you see me. No.
Yeah.
I think the real difference between Brick Fair and other shows is probably in the AFOL hours, because I really like to try to add a lot of games and a lot of reasons for people to get up off their asses and mingle and move across the room. I've been to other shows, and I'm just kind of amazed at how at night it's just either AFOLs in the convention and you and your clique go out and do something, or you just don't.
We click up. The YouTube community clicks up. However, there are a plethora of rogue unicorns that like to visit other people that don't want them around.
Yeah.
I will be that unicorn that is like, hey, what are you doing? What do you got? You on YouTube? You got Instagram? What are you doing? Hey, what's your name? That's cool. Yeah. I did that.
The other difference might be age. I hear that Brick Fair has more children than most other conventions. I've only gone to Chicago most of the time, Brick World. I've been to a couple of the shows, but yes, Brick Fair has a lot more kids.
I would say definitely at Virginia. That I have noticed over the years, there is definitely a very large TFOL and even younger participation. Like it's a lot, and there's a degree of it at other shows as well. But Brickfair Virginia is the only show I've been to where I would pass, when all the fans get their chairs together and it's like a circle of chairs, like I would pass like 5 clusters of teenagers sitting and talking. And I'm like, man, there's a lot of kids here at this show, which I think is good. I think it's good that, they feel welcome there, and they can continue to engage in the hobby, which is always it's always a slightly tricky thing with teenagers, especially. So I think that's really good.
I get emails from obviously interested people all the time, and a lot of emails I get are from parents. Like, oh, my 10-year-old, my 11-year-old, whatever, is there anything for him to do there? Are there any games he can enter? Because we do have games that are, age limited. It's no fun to watch a grown-up crush a child in a game.
Actually, funny story. This harkens back. I'm interrupting the special guest. Sorry. I was at Brickfest, and we were doing Firewalk musical chairs, and it was adults and kids. And they stopped the music, and I almost completely destroyed Chad Collins' son. Yeah, who was I think he was 10 or 11 at the time, and had I fallen the rest of the way, he wouldn't have a son right now.
Yeah.
The next year it was adults and kids, and I thought that was much better.
I mean, that's one way. That's one way to change the rules is to almost kill somebody.
So I get these emails and I tell them, I'm like, there's so many kids here. They're going to have fun. And plus, once you have the games going and people are signed up for games, they don't know who they're playing. They don't know who their competition is. So they just kind of, you end up mingling people. They end up mingling without trying to, without realizing it. and it's pretty awesome. So the parents think they're going to be stuck there with their kids all weekend, and suddenly the parents are there alone, and the kids off just doing something, having fun.
Yeah.
And, you create an atmosphere where they're in a safe expo hall. Like, as long as they don't leave the building, you're pretty safe. We've got moon bounces and stuff that really keeps kids busy, and then the parent, it works out pretty well.
That's awesome.
Do the AFOLs get a chance to moon bounce or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That goes with the BYOB part. Friday night, Saturday night, go hit that power switch on the moon bounce.
Captain Morgan has arrived. I was trying, not to get too saucy, pun intended. But Todd? You always have the same beverage, and people are like, "What does Todd drink?" And I never, because I don't drink, so I don't know what it's called. But you have the same bottle every time, and I don't know what it is.
There's actually two different ones that I like, but they're both hazelnut. One of them is called Liquor 42 or Liquor 43.
Okay.
I'm not sure what number it is.
Okay.
And the other one is Frangelico, which is quite yummy. Frangelico is lovely.
There we go.
Yeah. If you're not I'm not drinking like Irish Mist straight usually, or some, the older GBC crew, they drink some hard stuff straight, and I'm more Frangelico is like sweet.
When you're chasing balls all day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. People have asked me before, and I'm like, I don't know. It's a thing. It's in a bottle. But that's cool. So, we're nearing the end of our show today. But is there anything else that you would like people to know about, either Brickfair as a whole or Brickfair Alabama specifically? Because that's the next one coming up. But for people that maybe have never gone to a Brickfair before.
My suggestion is to do the same thing I did. I think Alabama coming up, the registration is $65, and just plop that money down and get your butt there. Bring some Lego with you, and just see it. I mean, you're blowing $60 a week on soda or liquor, anyways. Whatever you drink, whatever you put in your mouth. Just spend $60 on this and go have fun. And if it's not Brickfair, find one near you. Google Lego user group, Lego convention, and find one near you and just check it out. Because there's a whole community there just waiting to hang out with you.
And I want to just touch on that a little bit. If you're watching this show, you go where Bricksmith goes.
Yeah.
Follow me. We'll have fun.
Yeah.
Follow the shepherd.
If you're watching this video, I probably just spoke to the choir right there. You're probably in the clique already.
Well, we're in some type of clique. I don't know.
It's a clique of some kind.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh man, well, I was just about to say something. What was it? What was my thought?
Sit down and pee.
Oh, I was gonna say something else that I think is really cool that you have done, Todd, that a couple other people have done, is you've gone to other people's shows.
Of course.
Like, you have gone, and I think, again, I think some people take that for granted, but it's like, I feel like it's further evidence. That might be too strong of a word, but like that you come from, like, you are in this community, like you're a part of it.
Yeah.
You're not kind of the, I don't know, the person who is just the opportunist who's just there. It's like, look at these folks over here. So do you have any, like, worthwhile thoughts on going to other shows? Like, maybe a couple words about anything you want to say about going to other shows?
It's like being an American. You don't know what your country is like until you leave it, and then you realize what it's like to live in your country. Like, you've been going to the same convention for a couple of years. If you don't know what the other conventions are like, you think they're the same in your mind, but they're not the same. And man, it's not like a movie that you can describe to somebody. It's like being in a relationship with one girlfriend versus a different girlfriend. It's like all the little minutia differences in the experience of the event, and how do they have games at all for you to play? Do they give you anything to do at night? What is the ratio of kids to adults?
Mm-hmm.
Just the atmosphere, and just really, they're all different and they're all fun. And I would suggest just go to one. And if you want to be one of the same one, just try one different one. For me personally, I do like Chicago because it's big. It's as big as Brickfair, Virginia. It's got 1,000 people there. It's impossible not to get lost in the fun when you've got that much going on. I've been to smaller shows out west and whatnot that have 150 people, and you have to work a little harder to have your fun and mingle. But yeah, check them out. Get out there and check somebody out and get to a show.
Yeah, I think something that's been really cool for me is watching some of the collaborative things that have popped up between Brickfair and Brickworld over the last years. I think they're awesome.
Oh, you encourage those all the time. That was mostly you doing that.
Yes.
I mean, Brian Bonham and I get along just fine, and we've shared a lot of ideas. And so thanks to you, we got a few of those things lined up.
I want to touch on that. You said that you and Brian get along, and that is a wonderful thing. And I would like everyone, all you other event owners, coordinators, whatever, to reach out. What you're going to do is either you're going to make your show stronger, your own personal show stronger, or you're going to help someone else's show be stronger. Or here's the best part: let's make the whole community stronger.
Or you're going to find new wonderful ideas you can steal from them and use in your own show.
Yeah, that's the greatest.
Yeah, it's obviously World of Lights. For anyone who's familiar with the Brickworld show, that was something they ran for a number of years, where they actually shut all the lights off at the end of the night. And I there's something also about the Todd Webb style. But I remember being there for the first time you announced, "Hey, everybody, I stole this thing from Brickworld, and we're going to do this next year." And I'm like, all right. Like, it's just like there's a style to it, but it's also just honesty. And it's just, hey, Brickworld did this thing, and I went there the last couple of years, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I stole it, and we're going to do it now. It's like, great.
And I think the first time we did it, I think in the program guide, I put like a nice, legitimate introduction. Like, well, this is a Brickworld thing introduced by Adam Tucker, and now we're copying it and doing it. And that's I didn't realize how popular that was, because we never had it. And once we did it, people said, "Oh, about time." It's like, well, you could have emailed me. I didn't know. I'll tell you, in Alabama last year, for the first time, we've been in Alabama since 2012. They went and flipped off they went to some control room and switched off all the lights, including the emergency lights, and we had pure blackness in there.
Nice.
And I said to them, "I want this from now on." And so they've assured me that they will turn off all the lights at the control center. And so in Alabama, we can look forward to a most excellent World of Lights experience.
Excellent.
For those of you who don't know, it's like all the lights go out, and the only thing you see are the little street lights and the little storefront lights on the little mocks. And when there's pitch blackness in the room, it looks just awesome.
I cannot wait. I have not been privy to that, and I am looking very forward to it.
Any World of Lights?
No, none. There was talk at Philly Brickfest to do it when it didn't ever happen.
Yeah, it really depends on the AFOLs who bring the mocks to light them up and make them participate. I think it's really cool. When it's well done, it's so cool.
Yeah, I would like to light up my mock. Oh, that brought me to another question.
Oh, here, let me real quick before you get into that question, I just want to show a photo. It's one of my favorite photos of all time. Todd has seen it a number of times, but this, I think, is let me see. Let me get it back again. I lost it. There it is. Let me share my screen. This is a photo that I edited. Of Todd and Brian, and we've talked about Brian on the program as well. Brian was part of Brickworld, and he was part owner all the way up until last year.
Yeah,
in which he's now passed the torch. But this was when they announced the bet that Todd and Brian had made for which show could earn more money for charity. And I mean, this is just like, it's funny, it's humorous, it's community. And I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah. That was photographed, I think, by you.
I did. I took the photograph.
It was at the hotel at Brickworld in the lobby. We were all just hanging around chatting. And yeah, we stood up. I said, ooh, get this picture. And you did a great job with that.
It's so good. The funny thing, of course, was also all the random comments that fans made about it. Like people were like, are they about to kiss? It's like, no, that's not what it's about. But I just wanted to show that. Sorry. What was your question, Julian?
No, it's done. Move on.
I think we both raised $25,000 for our respective charities. Except
Yeah.
Brian at Brick World had like a ringer in the crowd who offered up like 20 grand on top of that, or 25 grand on top of that.
Oh,
And Brian said, don't give it to me yet. Wait till the contest is over, because Brickfair won't be able to catch up. Which he was right. We both ended up raising about 26,000 or something like that each. And then he had the extra big bonus at the end.
That's awesome.
But both our events, I think both our events have a charity aspect to it. So Virginia always has a charity fundraiser every year. So it's not like a new thing. We just challenge each other to up our fundraising for that year.
Yeah. And it was great also just to see the chatter online. Like, you've got, regardless of how you envision yourself, I mean, the community does, the folks that have been going to Brickfair already for years, Todd is a revered figure in the space. Mm-hmm. And so equally as Brian would be at Brickworld, or Wayne at BrickCon, and Chad at Brickfest. And so when you see like these two heavy hitters that are like, they're doing a bet, and like everyone starts talking about it, it's in the forums, it's just like, it's a lot of fun. It's just
Brian had me up on stage, I think, at that event where that picture was taken. I think that was just 1 year before. So we were going to do that bet for the next Brick World. So while we were at Brick World, we came up with a bet, took that picture, and then got me up on stage, I think, at closing ceremonies to talk about the bet.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, just talking smack to the Chicago people.
On their home turf, nonetheless.
Yeah, I got up there. I remember and just saying, I apologize. I said, I'm sorry for the brutal ass whooping you all are about to receive. And I just saw like this 1,000-face stare, just like,
that's great. That's the best.
It was fun time.
Man, it's great to see that kind of, that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Because I think it's community at its core. That's what it is.
And that's why I'm here, and that's why Kevin shows up.
Like, even though, we've talked about this so many times on this program, and I've talked about this at the shows I've gone to over the last couple of years, is, I don't know why. For some reason, I still care about this community. I don't know why. I don't get a check anymore. I don't get paid to do anything.
AFOs are the coolest, man. There's nothing like the AFO community. I walk into any convention and I'm in a room full of people that I like and get along with.
It's amazing. And there's still, I still see opportunities. Like, I mean, that's kind of why we're doing this. Is I still see people that are not aware of other people, and area pockets that are not aware of that pocket. And like, it's just like, how do we bridge things together? How do we shine a light on things? And we've been talking about, we've been talking about Brickfair a lot on this show, just because each time a new show comes up, we'll talk about the next show. Mm-hmm. I thought it'd be helpful to put a face to the show that people have not met before and not gone to. So there he is.
That's it right there.
Is there any other like parting words you'd like to share with anybody, Todd, or anything you'd like to say before we wrap?
If your eyelids don't get sticky, you're not doing it right.
Julian, that deserves a check, please.
Check, please. I'm just mad I didn't think of that one.
That's awesome. Well, that's what we got today. Thanks again.
See, Thank you. Get it wrong right there. That's Kevin.
Boom. Julian's over there. Todd's down there. He's not going to be here next time.
Nope.
But it was awesome having him on. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to throw them in. If there's actually something I don't know the answer to, I'll bug them. But I probably will know the answer to most of the questions. But feel free to throw them down there.
Todd, before we go, you're gonna love this one. My friend Brick Blaze, his name's Jason. He's not going to be able to make it, but he's wondering if Kevin can send him his swag bag or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's totally. Hey, you give me $65, I'll give you a swag bag.
He's going to miss it, and Oh, so Brick Blaze, there you go. I asked for you. It's
the
good.
man. Look, the man himself said it's all right.
Go, we got you, brother.
on record.
There it is.
I could just morph Brickfair right into a package shipping business. Just don't come to the show. Just send me money. I'll send you a bag of stuff. That's great.
There you go.
We can have like a really cheesy commercial. Like Brickfair showed up, and it's just like some little kid opening the package on the. That's great.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
And the three of us will see each other in real life in 13 days.
13 days from recording, and then that it'll air on the 4th. So I'm going to see you boys on Wednesday. So
there it is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, again for listening. We'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you at Brickfair, Alabama.
Yeah, get a ticket. Hey, I got an extra ticket. Come on down. I'll give you my ticket. Just come on in on the public days. I got you. I got you. From all of us here at Forever Sorting to all of you at home, remember, you got to love those bricks.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.